soul when I moved away into a life of pain. I entered a life that wouldn't be okay. I went from a good life to not knowing what to say. It's a story about this man who, when I met him, reached out his hand. It was like this guy didn't understand. I was scared. This is where it began. Living in a city that I hate. I didn't understand a thing about fate, but it wasn't on my plate. Yeah, I ended up carrying a lot of weights. It's safe to say my life wasn't great. Being bullied at school, treated like a fool, and coming home to this man wasn't cool. This is the kingdom that he happened to rule, and I was nothing but a tool. 3 scars on my chest that I had to carry for the rest of my life, like a crest. I've never been blessed, instead I've been oppressed. In my head, I lived as a guest. I never got a choice, I never got to use my voice. So I raise my fist up in the air as it's time for me to make some noise. That passed and I was in 7th grade. This is the only time in my life that I prayed that I could escape this life that had been made. A life where the lights have started to fade from the city. We moved to a town with mountains and oceans around. This felt like the place where I could stand my ground. Yet I never managed to make a sound. This man forced me to do stuff I didn't wanna do, making my teenage years a hell to go through. I didn't really have any friends too, no one I could run away to let out anger. I started punching the walls. Sometimes I regret that I never had the balls to be the one who could stand tall. I was always the one who had to fall. 3 scars on my chest that I had to carry for the rest of my life, like a crest. I've never been blessed, instead I've been oppressed. In my head, I lived as a guest. I never got a choice, I never got to use my voice. So I raise my fist up in the air as it's time for me to make some noise. When I was 14, the month of February was the change between heaven and hell. Finally the change of a scene. A life of red turned to a life of green. I never wished for another man to die. For this man it was time to say goodbye. Now I finally safely close my eyes and wake up to a clear blue sky. But the scars on my chest will always be by my side. These are painful memories that I cannot hide, but the darkest part of me has died. This was the end of the worst ride. For many years I couldn't see how I felt like I was locked up in a cell. And though this is a story that I tell, to this day I hope this man burns in hell. 3 scars on my chest that I had to carry for the rest of my life, like a crest. I've never been blessed, instead I've been oppressed. In my head, I lived as a guest. I never got a choice, I never got to use my voice. So I raise my fist up in the air as it's time for me to make some noise.